appreciate you spending this evening with Ron Short. This is the first of I think of many High Knob Music Fest kickoff parties that we have going forward. So this year they are lucky enough to have the final grand finale act to be Ron Short the Possum Playboys. Ron wanted to come down, wanted to give some words of encouragement, give some sweet music, talk about what local music does to the economy, and just have a real good time. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to the man that really needs no introduction, Ron Short.
Yeah.
When we were out on the ice and snow, it held and stormed, how the wind didn't blow, and some of us didn't mourn and cry. It was so cold, we almost died. Bless the Lord, relief was found, and we landed here, oh, safe and sound. A lonesome place, but a fertile soil. Here's milk and wine, here's corn and oil. If we on earth are to meet no more, we'll laugh and sing on Canaan shore. Extend to me the parting hand and bid me safe to the Cumberland land. One more rhyme I pull right to you. Religion's scarce and the preachers few, but I'm bound to preach, oh, may it be, to the Indian tribe of Tennessee. That's what I get for not playing this flute too often. That's one of the oldest songs that come out about this place where we all live. That was actually the text of that song was a letter that was written from here back home to people explaining where they were and what was going on. And it was one of the earliest kind of songs from here that was set to music. Today I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to perform what I I'm an artist, I'm a musician that has a lot of trouble with nomenclature, meaning, is that country music? Is that gospel music? It's music. I have played all sorts of music, all kinds of music and all kinds of instruments. And I have found that whenever I start trying to name what it is I'm doing, I lose track of what I'm doing. I just kind of lose track of that. I mean, if I'm setting down to write this kind of song, I've lived long enough, people, to see Leonard Skinner become country. Hey, play them on country radio. I mean, I'm just telling you, so it don't matter. That's labels that they put on these things to market. That's the truth. Okay, see, here's the thing. Folk music and pop music. It's a whole different world. I want you to understand that. If you listen to stuff on the radio and you think that that's where the real music in the world is, that's not. That's only one small portion, very small, minor portion of music in this world. And it comes from a place where that music is not created out of a place or by people who are singing about the place that they're from or the identity. You know, it may appear to be that way. If you've got a pickup truck, you're in. You know, or if you know. And in the same thing, it's like rap music. Rap music is folk music form. I work in the Bronx in New York City, and I go down the street, and right there on the wall is a plaque that says, "Right here, young men used together," because they didn't have work, and they would create rhymes and poetry about themselves and their place in the world. And out of that, we got rap music, which has got nothing to do with what those young men were doing on that street corner. That was folk music. That was music coming from a place by real people about real things. The music you hear today that's full of nothing but expletives, that's all about trying to market to a younger market so that they can, you know, like we always, when we wanted to rebel, we just listened to Elvis. Not Snoop Dogg, you know. I mean, we just Elvis. That'd do it for just about anybody in my family. You know, but don't listen to that. But anyway, so I create music that's from place. The only album, Nashville album. I did one Nashville album. I did one, and I was on the verge of just about that far from starting. And it didn't work out, thank goodness. No, really, it really did. And I really liked the guy. He was J.J. Kill's manager. He was a fellow by the name of Ollie Ashworth. And he said, okay, we'll do this first CD and album, we'll see where it goes, and then you come back and we'll talk. I didn't go back. But anyway. So I'm going to sing you some songs today, and I'm going to continue to talk about where the music comes from. Because about every song that I sing has a story. It comes from a place because it has a story. It comes out of a real environment, and there's a story behind that. And that's because here in the mountains, we are still, even today, we are still an oral culture. We're still pretty much an oral culture. We depend upon stories and talking to convey who we are and what we believe and how we feel about things. So having the spoken word is critically important. And so I would say to you a line from a play that I was in. There's a heap of difference between a storyteller and a liar. See, now a liar is somebody what would take the truth and cover it over. So they's the only ones that get any good out of it. A storyteller is somebody that comes along and uncovers the truth. So everybody gets some good out of it. I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
A story about mountains. sing you songs from this place and from my story. I'm going to not fool with this thing. It's just making me crazy. Starts like this. My people come over here on boats. I had big sheets on. When they got here, they got kindly wild. Took to running out of game. Now, the weakest of them just died out. But the strongest of us, we just kept on climbing. Further and further on up into the mountains. And we all been up here ever since. For 3 days the wind's been howling. Oh, and last night the wolves jumped in. There's frost in the air, and autumn is here, and I am alone again. Today I saw a red-tailed hawk. He was shining on the wind. Oh, he was Lord of all he surveyed. You know, sometimes I feel like him. Oh, sometimes I feel like I own these mountains. Sometimes I own the wind. I am the rain, I am the sun, and I am alone again. I trekked through the gap, I had a boom, to the Ohio country. Oh, but now there's people everywhere, and ain't no room left for me. You know, I dream of a woman with long black hair. She helped me become a man. With her and the baby died last year, and I'm alone again. Oh, sometimes I feel like I own these mountains, and sometimes I own the wind. I am the rain, I am the sun, and I am alone again. Sometimes I think why the Lord never meant all this for me. And then sometimes I think, well, maybe he meant every man should be this free. Oh, free. Oh, free. For 3 days the wind's been howling. I had it, my uncles used to tell me stories. Boom. My great-great-great-grandpa, my great-great-great-grandma was the head of my family. Never had no grandpa. Yeah, it was one of them holy miracles. Pretty sure, because there's a lot of us now. But anyway, and I listen to these stories in my mind. So that's what that song is really about. So it's a kind of, and even though I consider it to be a song, history song, when I sing it, it's about me. And I hope that when I sing it, it's about you too. You can find yourself in that song. And so I say to you ladies, even though it sounded like it was just a man song, you know, it wasn't. Because my grandma was in my family. And I'm a grandpa. My character. I always want to keep moving around. My greatest memories and my favorite memories are laying on the riverbank down at the Pound River. I drove up on down at the Pound River. Down Dickinson County, deep Dickinson County. Went fishing in the summertime. Went swimming. I could swim before I was 6 years old, because I started sneaking off from home when I was 3 and going to the river. True story. My mom found out. She said, if you go down to that river again, I'm gonna whoop your butt if you don't drown. Those people back in my, they were not exactly sentimental ones, but anyway. And so I'd sneak off and go to the river, and then my mama would whoop me. Didn't matter. And I never could figure out how she knowed I had been to the river. River water don't exactly smell like bath water. So my mama could smell me. So what I decided to do, which was one of probably one of the more foolish things I ever done, I just swim naked. And my britches wouldn't get wet, and there wouldn't be no problem with it, because I didn't have nothing but little short britches anyhow, you know, because I was barefoot and no shirt. And so I went swimming naked for a long time, until one day I was looked out on the bank and see my mama standing there. And I was in the river naked. And she said, come out. And I said, I ain't coming out. She said, fine. I can stay here until you just shrivel up completely. And I decided that I could outrun her. That if I come out, I could outrun her. And so I got close enough, and I just hit it. Just took off. Just let my little pair of britches left. I didn't care if that meant I was gone. I had no idea that my mama had done cut about a 7-foot wheeler switch. And I was thinking, I am away. About that time, I felt a sting in a place I had not expected to feel a sting. That wheeler branch went wrapped all the way around me. Oh my goodness. Just took the high. and oh, but I never, it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it.
You wouldn't have the story without it.
I got a story of everything I'm forward to. So anyway, but I also got me a wonderful, my favorite song, because And whenever I am in trouble, whenever in my life I was ever in trouble, I would just shut my eyes and I would go back to that place. When I was in Vietnam, I shut my eyes and I'd be on that riverbank, just like that. I could just be there. I could feel it, the breeze, everything. So this is my song about that. Spend my summers floating on the river, just me and Huck and Jen. A fishing hole, old cane pole, and a press hour 10. Every time I find myself in trouble, I just run there in my mind, down to the old Pound River, flowing in the big sandy on the big branch side. We were just branching the water as the breeze goes drifting by. Redbird sings, bluebird answers, dragon flies. Every time I find myself in trouble, I just run in my mind down to the old Pound River, flowing in a big sandy on the big branch side. But here I sit in this boardroom, oh Lord, I can't hardly breathe. Empty eyes and empty words, and they're all just talking right at me. I'm gone. Singing a tune I would like to know. Clouds float by in a blue ocean sky like wheels made of snow. Every time I find myself in trouble, I just run in my mind down to the old Pound River, flowing down the big sandy on the big branch side. Down to the old Pound River, flowing down the big sand on the big branch side. The old Pound River, flowing in the big sand on the big branch side. I had a joke and tell people that about everything I owned as a child comes from Pound. Because every year there's a flood. And Pound would just come washing by, son. I mean, you could go out there and have the Pound dude floating by.
We lived on the hill, thank God.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody had to say that.
I never got your stuff. That's probably why.
That's right.
I got every basketball, football, every swing sets. I mean, I got everything. I mean, when that bright water goes up, houses just go by, you know. You just wave at people as they headed down the Mississippi. It wasn't no joke. I mean, but it was,
So I would go down, well, because I lived on Big Branch. Big Branch would go into the river, and then when the water would go by and it get really big, then everything would just kind of come like this. It would float right up into the Big Branch, just boom. I just had me a little stick with thing. Had me a pile collected up on the thing, you know. I could have started my own little kind of flea market right there. You know. But now here is the truth of it. The most exciting thing I ever did get out of Pound River was one time one of them, you remember them A-frame chicken coops they used to make, them little ones, you know, sometimes they put a setting hen in there when she was, they wanted her to lay instead of set, you know, so, or whatever, they put a little bit in. Little old A-frame chicken coop like that, panels, you know, come floating by with a bang rooster in it on the top of it, sitting right on top of it, floating right on down the river, and he was sitting right up there just, you know, he didn't look happy. He did not look happy. So
You look worried.
he was. He looked well. Yeah. I haven't quite learned to read his expressions yet, but even still, he looked pretty worried. If you want to know the truth of it. But so I got him out of the river. I flushed him out, and I dried him off, and I took him to the house, and. As soon as I set him down there in the yard, in the backyard, we raised a lot of chickens. Everybody had chickens back then, you know. We had them big old Rhode Island Reds, they would call them. You ever see them chickens? They were big chickens, and they were red. They were red colored, and big old Rhode Island Reds, and a hen would go 12 pounds, something like that. And man, they lay eggs like crazy. Well, his look of distress changed to complete and total utter joy when I set him down amidst them chickens. He took one look around and went, oh, I said, you catch one and you're on your own. That's up to you, not me. You gotta do it. So anyways, this is the title of our first CD, and I don't know how many. It's called Rooster Named Jack, and that's what I called him. He the Rooster Named Jack, and this is the song I wrote, sort of commemorating him. Well, I got a little farm on a mountain top, and it's mostly weed and mostly rock. Got a dog and a cat and a rooster named Jack. I ain't making no plans. I'm nothing, man. Some people live in the city. Some people live in town. Some people live in the sky. Some people live underground. I am so thankful when the Lord made His plan. He made me a mountain man. I got a little farm on a mountain top. Making no plans. I'm not I make a little shine, a little blackberry wine. Got a sweet little woman, she's my sunshine. One trace of her love make you lose your mind. She's a mountain woman, boy, and they're one of a kind. I got a little farm on the mountain top, but it's mostly weed and mostly rock. Got a dog and a cat, got a rooster named Jack. I ain't making no plans, 'cause I'm not. This old world wants to fuss and fight when they should be dancing on Saturday night. They fiddle and a banjo and a accordion makes me so glad I got a little farm on top, and it's mostly weed, good weed, mostly rock. Got a dog and a cat, got a rooster named Jack. I ain't making no That's the title of the second CD. Is it one over there? I don't think there's Rooster named Jack over there. There's some CDs over there if you're interested, and if you've been staring at me, and I caught some of you staring at me, but I knew it was the shirt. I'm pretty sure you were saying, "Man, I wish I had me one." Yeah. Well, I got good news for you. You can have one. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, you can. If you're anywhere from a size medium to 2X. Otherwise, you're out of luck. Anyhow. Oh, buddy, I forgot that. What was that guy's name? That played on the streets of Norton. You remember him?
No, don't remember the name.
What was his name? Well, he was blind, and unfortunately. Do you remember him, man? Do you remember? No, it's probably before. No, it wasn't before you. Well, he was greatly to be admired because he could have just sat at home, whatever, but he would come to Norton. That's back when Norton was it was a thriving metropolis, and had 3 or 4 beer halls and a couple of restaurants, no motels, not yet. But what was his name? Okay, it's going to drive me off. But anyway, he played on the street, and he had a cup, and people would put money in his cup, and my family didn't go to Norton very often, but when they did, instead of giving money and going down to the 5 dime and getting candy, they'd give me a quarter, and I'd go down and give him a nickel at a time for songs. And that was a lot then. I mean, it was, but that's all I had anyway. It was a quarter, so I'd get nickels, and I would go to the bank and get nickels. That made me feel big.
Business changed.
Yeah, it changed. And so I would go down and get him to play songs for me, he was the first fella I ever heard play guitar and harmonica at the same time. And he had a guitar, an old steel guitar, quite a little bit older than mine. He tuned it in this open tuning, and he played blues songs. Now, I don't remember that he was a wonderful singer or anything and all, but for me it was just it was the combination of hearing a harmonica and guitar together, and hearing that guitar that talked. There were a lot of songs in the mountains about love that never goes right. And then there's a lot of songs that are about somebody shooting somebody. So I want you to. This is for me is a kind of a homage to those kind of songs. So this is a new love that didn't go right. Somebody got shot song. Why's moonshine taste so good Maybe 'cause it's a sin. Maybe 'cause every time I take a drink, I can taste your lips again. Hey, darling, run down the back road. Hey, darling, trying to stay hidden. Hey, darling, run down the back road. Some crimes I'll never forgive them. Some crimes I'll never forgive them. I hate Tennessee in the summertime. Smell of honeysuckle in the air. And every time it hits my nose, I can smell your wet hair. Hey, darling, run down the back road. Hey, darling, try to stay hidden. Hey, darling, run down the back road. Some crimes I'll never forgive them. Some crimes I'll never forgive them. You know, sweet, by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. You know, sweet, by and by, that's just another lie they tell the poor. How I know your man had a shotgun? How did he know I had a Glock 9? How did he know where I was? How did I know he'd end up dying? Hey, darling, run down the back road. Hey, darling, trying to stay hidden. Hey, darling, run down the back road. Some crimes I'll never forgive him. Some crimes I'll never forgive him. My people never had no homeland. They use us up down to the bone. A little shot of OxyContin, and then they move us on down the road. Hey, darling, run down the back road. Hey, darling, trying to stay hidden. Hey, darling, run down the back road. Some crimes I'll never forgive them. Some crimes I'll never forgive them. Sweet, by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet, by and by, it's just another lie they tell the poor. Hey, darling, hey, darling. Hey, darling. So, it's okay. If you need to go, you can go. So what I do, what I said before, how many of you have ever tried to write a song? Well, you guys can write something. John's a published songwriter. We got a royalty check one time for one of John's songs, $3.16. We celebrated, didn't we?
That was a year.
That was a year's worth, yeah. But you could actually buy a McDonald's burger for that at that time. Two. You could buy two of them at that time. Now you can buy the ice in a cup. But anyway, So, can you tell me a reason why you decided to try to write a song? Does anybody want to volunteer to tell me why you tried to write a song? But
Broken hearted or
okay.
or sometimes sleep deprived. Honestly.
I don't think Chris Christopherson ever slept. But he was on speed, so it didn't matter. But anyway, so it was just, so it's personal emotion, things that happen in your life and things that you want. What about you, bud?
Writing about, I find myself writing about where I grew up,
Yeah.
the things we did when I was younger, things that really stick with you throughout your whole life. A lot of the songs I've written are about that. Just like
Yeah.
wading the creeks and climbing trees.
So it's generated by personal experience and memories that are not necessarily broken-hearted memories, but
Well, it could
but
be.
them broken-hearted memories sometimes are the best because they drive
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
They drive you.
Those are
you know.
good songs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and so if you're really broken-hearted,
Oh.
you can just, Hey, did you have?
Oh, I just wrote songs about how love sucks.
Good choice of words.
Amen.
When you write that one, I want to hear it. I definitely want to hear that one. I think there is a song called Love Sucks.
There's one that says love hurts, but love stinks.
Love stinks,
Love
yeah.
stinks, yeah. But, yeah.
And of course, Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it?
There you go. But everything, and then that's the whole point of that song. Who else? We talking about songwriting and
Joey.
Did you ever try to write songs?
I had one song I wrote, and it was like C up to F, and then C going down. That was my one song.
Okay. You guys need to get together. We can use this melody and those words, and it's the juxtaposition sometimes that really gets. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it doesn't always. I sometimes, this is the truth. I'll start writing on a song and I can write it in 20 minutes, and 20 years later I'm still working on another song.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, you could work on a song for 20 years and never get it, never quite get what it is that you tried to do. And maybe what you tried to do was fail to do what you tried to do. And just learn to accept that, you know, and not just go, oh man, this sucks. And I don't want
It's
to
on
do.
the other side of your recording, yeah.
Is it? There you go. Can I have another one, please? Well, this is not intended to be a songwriting workshop, but I would not be adverse to trying to do a songwriting workshop. I've done some songwriting workshops all over the place, and I don't exactly have a formula, but I do have a formula. I have a song. I think I can ask you 10 questions, and you will write a song by the end of it, because it does exactly what you all are talking about. It asks you questions about things that you already know, you know, and it's emotions, and it will say, okay, who are you with? You know, is there love there? What kind of love is there? You know, where are you? You know, what was it an event? So you ask questions that people already know the answers to. So you don't think you have to write songs about. I used to work with children a lot and do storytelling with children. And one thing that I knew about children was that they're great storytellers because they're completely unconscious and not bothered by any kind of, you know, they just say what come. They just say the truth. You know, they'll just say the truth. You know, unfortunately, sometimes, you know, like, you know, to saying to the daddy, you know, no, I don't want to play catch with you. I play catch with Uncle Rick. He comes over every day. You know, that's a song. But anyway, so I was one time I was in Maine when Kim and I Kim Neal there, a storyteller and an actress and a singer as well. We traveled together for a long time on the road, and right beside her is my buddy in crime, my road manager and
That's closer than we know. You're buddy in crime.
Yeah. Ben and I have these fond memories of, you know, a half gallon of milk and a young woman. And that's all I'm going to tell you. And if he turned red, there's a reason.
You may write a song.
But anyway, so I was in Maine and I was talking to the kids about, and everybody, you know, kids were up, and there was this one little boy just really sad. Just really so sad. His head was hung down. I said, "What's the matter? Don't you have any songs?" He said, "No." I said, "Yeah, you do, you know." He said, "No, I just moved here last week." And I was like, "Okay, I know how you feel, but well, you brought some stuff with you, didn't you?" You know, okay, for example, where'd you get that scar on your knee? Well, I was coming down the hill and I was just flying and I realized I didn't have no more brakes. And my brother come right out in front of me. I didn't see him. The next thing I know, I hit a car. I went flying over top of the car. I went and I hit on my knee. That's how I got this car on my knee. For a fella that don't have no story, that's pretty good right there.
Right.
So I would ask children about scars. If they, you know, where'd you get that scar? How'd you get that scar? And they all had an answer for that. Guarantee you, they had a story to tell about that. And so I realized somewhere along the way that I couldn't be who I was without writing songs. I couldn't be who I was without writing songs. It was just too much to bear. Maybe my dear wife says I think too much, and it's probably right. I do think too much. I think about everything, and but I also am usually thinking about how to use that. How to use that story, how to use that to write a song. That's what I'm usually thinking about. This is a song that I'm going to say this, and then you can disagree or agree. Everybody in this family got somebody been to jail. Everybody in this room, somebody went to jail. If they didn't, you had a good lawyer. And it's kind of part of our stories, and oftentimes it's things that we would rather forget, that we'd rather push to the side, you know. I got a nephew that he would just go to jail to get away from the family for a while. You know, and that's the truth. He didn't care about going to jail. He didn't. But anyway, and there are stories. There are stories that are hard stories, and they're not easy stories to tell. But I really do believe that everybody deserves to have their story told. I really do believe that there is not a person who does not deserve to have
enough respect for someone to be willing to tell their story, to talk about them in ways that is maybe not fully well, just not judging them, just not judging them, and so I'm going to sing this song because I've known these people, my nephew and other people, and they sometimes use bad language.
Sometimes.
Joan, you want to go get a drink of water? Somewhere? Huh? See, that's what happens. That's why a lot of songs I can't wrote.
Ron, speaking of water, you can tell them that there's water over there if they want some.
I'm just trying to get rid of junk.
Not about the water.
Okay, I can sing this song without saying words. But I want to tell you this story anyway. Junior called me up right away. Now I forgot something. How many of y'all know somebody whose first name is Junior? Only in Appalachia.
Yeah.
I don't mean Roy Jr.
Junior.
or Charlie Jr. I mean his name is Junior. I know several of them. Junior called me up. He said, "Get out of bed. Today we're cooking up a big old batch of meth. Beat me up at Grandpa's, bring all that Sudafed. I got bills to pay and babies to be fed." He ain't got no babies. That's just something he says. He thinks he's witty cause he was born in Detroit City, and he wears cowboy shirts and snakeskin boots, carries a big old gun that he likes to shoot. He's lived with Grandma since he was a little bitty, and his mom ran off and left him in Detroit City. Junior's mom left him for a man of color. Man said he didn't want no honky child, he was too much bother. So she run off and left him all by himself. By the time the granny found him, he was damn near starved to death. Me and him go get stoned. We go down to the river and we shoot them cottonmouths just to watch them quiver. Junior says that he ever sees his ma or that man again, first he's gonna shoot her and then he's gonna shoot him. And he wears cowboy shirts and snakeskin boots, carries a big old gun that he likes to shoot. He's living with Grandma since he was a little bitty, and his mom ran off and left him in Detroit City. Grandpa's farm was way back up in the holler. Grandpa's dead a long time, ain't nobody around to bother. Junior drives to Richmond, Grandpa's farm, says we ain't got no kin people there, so we ain't really doing no harm. And he sells his dope
dealer said he hopes that stuff kills all them things. And he comes back home with his pockets full of money. Little girls swarm around him just like bees to the honey. And he buys some dresses and dope to smoke. And every now and then, even Granny takes a toke. And he wears cowboy shirts and snakeskin boots. Carries a big old gun that he likes to shoot. He's lived with grandma since he was little bitty. And his mom ran off and left him in Detroit City. Well, now, Junior didn't come home for about 2 weeks. So Granny called up them city police. They said they didn't know him, but they had a river floater, no money or ID, and that was all they told her. So she asked him, what's he wearing on his feet? They said, snakeskin boots, the finest you've ever seen. He wears cowboy shirts and snakeskin boots. Carries a big old gun that he likes to shoot. And he's lived with grandma since he was a little bitty, 'cause his mom ran off and left him in Detroit City.
I love that just as he started that, our minister walked in with his lovely wife and their granddaughter.
Yep, there went 3 songs from my list.
Can't use that
Gotta
bad
clean it
language
up.
no more. No bad language.
We were talking about bad language, just.
Yeah.
I was talking about bad language,
Yeah.
and I was trying to get John to leave.
So you have to clean it up.
No, see, the thing of it is, as soon as I stop writing what I write, then it's her voice, not mine. And that's not just her, it's the same for anybody else. If I start writing what they tell me to, or he tells me to, or the cops, or the police, or the whoever, then I stop having my own voice. Now, you might not like what I have to say, and I may not like what you have to say, but it's damn sure your right to say it. You know?
Isn't that freedom of speech?
It's not freedom of speech, she tells me, if it's bothers somebody else. And it's mean, and I'm saying, it ain't mean, I didn't mean it mean. It was in the song. It's not me, it's the song. But anyway, okay, don't roll your eyes at me, I see that over there. But anyway, I won't tell you about my uncle, who had more words than any person I knew ever. Yeah, he had more words. And half of them were, I'm pretty sure, really dirty. Because he just make up stuff. But it sounded dirty to me when I was a kid. It was like, oh, I want to remember that one if I can. Never could, because you have to be creative and make your own language. John, scoot back in your seat and quit. I'm not going to sing. I'm just going to sing. your life hating nobody. Hate will rob your spirit. Hate will steal your soul. You just look 'em in the eye. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Just move on down the road. Let it go. Let it go. Don't you care that heavy load? Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Every day we stand on the battle line. We got hate in our hearts. We got hate in our eyes. Christian, Muslim, Jewish, black and white. And in the end, we just waste our lives. So let it go. Let it go. Just move on down the road. Let it go. Let it go. Don't you care that heavy load? Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, there may be something you carry in your mind, and you can't let it go, no matter how you try. And so I'm just asking you, try once again. Because forgiveness is the best revenge. Jesus died on the cross, Calvary. He had nails in his hands, he had nails in his feet, and they beat him, and they mocked him, and they called him the King of Jews, and he cried, Father, forgive them, because they know not what they do. So let it go, let it go. Just move on down the road. Let it go, let it go. Don't you care that help me low? Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go. Move on down the road. Let it go, let it go. Don't you care that heavy load? Just let it go. Let it go, let it go.
Yeah.
All the tie-dye shirts are folks who work and all year to create and make happen the High Knob Music Fest, which is this Saturday. Starts at 10 in the morning.
10:30 in the morning.
8:30 in the morning. I'm gonna miss that one. But it's the kids starting right.
Yeah.
They're young, they can get up, they won't waste, So, and then the band is playing at 5, starting at 5. So we want to invite you to come up. It's a beautiful place, and it's about 10 degrees cooler up there.
It's gonna be
Beautiful
hot
lake,
too. Yeah.
and it's just one of the finest places in the world. And for me, this is not. It's not this year. I think is what y'all's 12th or 13th year.
This is a 10th.
10th year.
Okay. So it's 10 years now that they've
10
been
years.
making this happen. People don't understand how much work it takes to put on an event in community. When you talk about a community of people, when you talk about a church as a community, or a community of people, or people who get together to put together a festival, like people who work together to make something happen in the community. Remember when I said to you about being a storyteller, and people who uncover stuff to make so everybody gets some good out of it. That's what these music festivals are about. They really are about everybody getting some good out of it. Everybody thinks it's just for the musicians, and and it is in some ways, because musicians want to and need a place to play, and to have a place like that, to have a festival. How important that is to a community. And it's not just the festival, it's not just how important it is to the whole community. Because when people talk about this community, they reflect on that. When they think about it, when they think about this place, it gives the whole community a different focus for people who come to visit or hear about it or write about it. If they know a band, if somebody has played it there, they know. So it is a great service to community, and in the same way. And I know this sounds it is one of the examples of what it means to be a democratic community. Democratic, not Republican Democrat, because I don't want to upset you here. But democratic meaning that ordinary citizens do extraordinary things. You go to most places, you live in country where it's totally top down, and citizens don't participate. They respond to what's going on. They listen to music that's told to listen to. They hear this, and when you can have a community as small as this, having the Blue Highway Festival, having the Trail of Lonesome Pine, having the High Knob Festival, having, I can't tell you how, I traveled for 50 years, almost 50 years, to communities all over America at a time when the federal government would actually give money to small communities, to little small communities and to events like this, so that they could have things in their community. Everywhere from Shoto, Montana, which is smaller than Big Stone by a long shot, to London, England. But people involved from the ground up, how much difference that makes. So, I have a great deal of respect for people who want to make something happen in their community, instead of talking about all the things that don't happen in their community.
Plus, they were going to close it, They were going to close that place. The Forest Service was going to close the rec area.
Oh, they were?
That's one reason that we wanted to do this, was to bring life back to it and make people rediscover it, and I think they have.
Oh, that's a great sign.
And now there's handicap projects going on, like wheelchair access to the lake and things.
It's a great, it's a small little lake, but one of the things I like about it is just driving there this time of the year. All of what I call honeysuckle are blooming all along the side of the road. You all know what I'm talking about. The honeysuckle is they're not really honeysuckle. It's mountain azalea is what it is. But they're
flaming azaleas.
They're red. They're orange, kind of
Beautiful. Tennessee.
Kind of, well, not quite that, but anyway, they were my favorite flowers.
I was up there today, the rhododendron and the laurel are blooming.
Like crazy, because it's about 10 degrees cooler, so everything blooms a little later. So you get to see. Well, anyway, so I want to thank you all and for the folks for allowing us to use this space and say, I really appreciate that myself. I would be happy to come back and maybe someday do a workshop and we can put words to that.
You don't need words to get good sign language.
That's what you can do. I'm going to finish up. That was kind of, in some ways, was a finish for me. But this year, there's a lot of things happened to me this year. At first, I thought it was because everybody thought I was dying. And they better give him something. But I won the Tennessee Songwriters Association contest for my song, and went to Nashville and played at the Bluebird, where that little girl, what's her name now, that's going to elect the next president? You know her name, don't you? She's that little blonde girl that just everybody loves, but I can't even remember her
Taylor
name.
Swift?
I'm just saying, it is Taylor Swift.
Trying to tell a story here.
No! Yeah, I wanted to act like I didn't know who it was, but you know, it's like, I mean, I'm sorry, Ray, but it's second most important after Jesus. It's Taylor Swift. Or maybe in some places, Taylor Swift. I saw a thing, I read an article the other day that said, I swear to you, that this little girl who had her start at Bluebird Cafe, where I went and played my song, thank you, might very possibly elect the next president, because she's got that much clout with young people and young women and mothers of young women who go because their daughter made them go and come away just crazy about her. I mean, she is an industry. Anyway, I played down there. Thank you very much.
There was also an article today, was it in the New York Times today, about idol worship. And young people turning a person into an idol.
I was going to sing a song about that, but I couldn't. It has dirty words in it. So sometime when you all see me out, ask me, will you sing that song that John wouldn't let you sing? I will, buddy. I will. So now I'm busted to sing it because it's a new song. Now, you know, if you don't sing your new songs, they never become comfortable.
And say some bad words too.
Well, I'm not going to say bad words, but I'm going to sing you the song that won me the Tennessee Songwriting Contest, and you've heard some of my other songs now, and you have something to compare this one with, and you'll say, well, that not that good. I like 2, 3 others better, but you should have done that. Well, yeah, sure, I should have with a lot of things, you know. But I didn't. So this is a song called Friends, believe it or not, and it's about people that you know, but it's also a song about what if something had happened in that moment to change everything. What would have happened after that? What if that plane that crashed, you had to go back home because you had appendicitis? What if? And so this is a song called Friends. Juliet told Romeo, I want a man with a plan. Romeo told Juliet, I plan to be your man. I got breath, sweet as roses, look like Johnny Depp. Got tears unashamed to be wet. I want a house with a balcony, Juliet said. And maybe you could help me with this student loan debt. I don't want to live in the country, 'cause I hate snakes. Every time I look at you, my body aches. Come on, baby, let's move to France. We'll learn to drink, we'll learn to dance. We'll both live to a ripe old age, take strolls down the Champs-Élysées. Now, Bill never met a woman like Martha Jane. She could drink him under the table, and she understood his pain. When you get famous, you lose your own name. You become Wild Bill and Calamity Jane. Jane told Bill, I love you as much as can be it, but the writing's on the wall, you're just too blind to see it. I don't care if you're holding aces and eights, let's get out of here before it's too late. Come on, baby, let's move to France. We'll learn to paint, we'll learn to dance. We'll move to a ripe old age, take strolls down the Champs-Elysees. Oh, but there ain't no gold on them Paris streets, and anyways I got to their feet. I'm gonna stay right here, play out this hand, and wonder at the wonder that I am. Bonnie told Clyde, you're a loser and I know it, but you're the only one that believes I'm a poet. It ain't what we want, it's what we need. Anyhow, that's what I believe. Clyde told Bonnie, why you the only one who believes I know how to use this gun. I can spell B-A-N-K, but I can't read. So everything you write looks like poetry to me. Come on, baby, let's move to France. We'll learn to paint, we'll learn to dance. We'll both live to a ripe old age, take strolls down the Champs-Elysees. You and I, we live our lives out loud. We're like storm chasers, running under a cloud. And out of a clear blue sky, we can make it rain. Golf ball size, hailstones of pain. We're like Romeo and Juliet. We're both alive, but we just don't know it. Like Wild Bill, Calamity Jane, running headlong down a back road towards a dead-end game. Come on, baby, let's move to France. We'll learn to paint, we'll learn to dance. We'll both live to a ripe old age, take strolls down the Champs-Elysees. Take strolls down the Champs-Elysees. I just want you to know there are songs I didn't sing. So you don't think that's all there is to it. I just got, anyway. Thank you for coming. If you do you have any questions you want to ask or anything like that, I always try to have a conversation. Anyway, I don't like. I'm one of those few musicians that don't necessarily like recording because it's so sterile. I like working in front of people because I get energy back in a way that I don't get anywhere else. And so I like performing live better. And some people say, Lord mercy, that would scare me to death. Yes, it does. But that's why you do it. You stop doing what scares you to death, then you're dead. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
life's a challenge.
And so anyway, that's kind of keep on. I got a line from someone who says, you ask me how to live a good life, I'll tell you, go fishing more and marry a good wife. Be kind to your friends and don't tell lies. Be good to yourself, eat more chocolate pie.
Ron, how old were you when you started playing any instrument and got interested in taking it even further and making a career out of it? And how many years have you been playing all total?
I didn't start playing until I was singing because I grew up in a singing family. My mother's favorite thing was to sing me the saddest songs in the world, just to see me cry. It's the only thing I can figure out why, except I remember them all now. So I remember all those songs that she
And
told me.
fondly.
Down in the Wheeler Garden, and Poor Little Lonely Wives and Norman, So I was singing before, but I just did, now we was not poor. We was close enough to it though that we went, we knew what it was. And so my brother bought me a guitar when I was like 18, because I didn't have no money to buy it. I mean, I really didn't have no money to buy it. My dad had been a coal miner, and he got sick and he couldn't work, and so we went through some rough times, and I never even thought about, I had uncles that played, but I didn't start playing until I was like 18 and 19, and then I played when I was in service, but it was just, you try to keep from going crazy, and I didn't, and I never ever thought, this is another lesson that I would like for people to understand, if there is something that you want to do, don't stop thinking about it. Think about it twice as much. Don't give up by just stopping, because what happens is you don't believe that this thing can happen. My family told me the way to live a good life, and they meant it, and it was, the way to live a good life is to go get an education, get a college degree. Nobody in my family ever had no college degree, so I think they were just talking. But anyway, get a college degree and get you a government job, and then marry and have about 12 children so they can keep you up, when you get, something to the place where you can't, which is the old model, I did that. And I got several government jobs, but I never stopped playing. Every opportunity and I was always a writer. I was always a writer. When I went to University, Clinton Valley College, it was what it was then. I'm the only person at Clinton Valley College, I think, that ever had a secondary degree in creative writing, because UVA, Charlottesville, allowed me to have a course that was just me and a teacher. Just me and one professor who worked with me on my writing. And I wrote a whole semester. That's what I did, was writing. And so that writing caused me then to put the two together. And it was when I was working at Highlander, a place down in Tennessee, that was at once upon a time the center of a labor movement and the civil rights movement. Much of the planning for the civil rights movement took place in Highlander, down in Tennessee. Some people don't know. I mean, when you look at the civil rights movement in this country, it happened in the South. It happened in Tennessee and Alabama, and these places. But anyway, and I heard singing from black people, from people of color, from all kinds of places, from everywhere, songs from everywhere, and I realized that we had those kinds of songs. We had that connection to a culture and an identity, and he didn't have to speak another language, and we didn't have to be black, that we had our voice of our own, and we just needed to find that voice. That's what taught me there. And I had a black woman who worked a woman by the name of Bernice Reagan, who formed the group Sweet Honey in the Rock, which is a wonderful a cappella singing, black women singing. Bernice Reagan is just, she worked for, she's retired now, but she worked for many years for the Library of Congress. She worked for the Library of Congress. Anyway, she told me one time, she told me that I was prejudiced against people, against musicians, because I would not join in there. And she said to me, you were a cultural worker. That if you want a title, if you want to believe that you have to have a title to be, you're a cultural worker. That's what you are. And I thought, okay, teacher, mechanic, cultural worker. Okay.
Getting better.
Yeah, you know, well, wait a minute. I can be a cultural worker. And I started writing songs in earnest, and the songs that were about this place right here. Songs that I never would have thought about writing, because I would have thought that they would have revealed that I was a hillbilly. They would have talked about 4 days, and they would have made me look like, you know. And so I started writing those songs that were about me and my grandmama and my daddy, you know. And I found out that once it started, it was just like just a wave, just kept on rolling. And so when the chime came, and I was working at Highlander, and I wrote a piece about the new storytellers. That's what I called it, the new storytellers. And they called me and said, "You want a job traveling with us?" And I started working for Roadside Theaters 40-some years ago, and it took me all over the world. And my songs have been sung by Sweet Honey in the Rock, and my songs have been sung by my friends in Puerto Rico. My songs have been sung by my friends from Brazil, Pueblo. My songs have been sung by in the Czech Republic. My songs have been sung in Ireland. And I live in Duffield, buddy.
So Ron, you said that there was a point where you found your voice. Did you literally incorporate the grovelly sound of your voice, that bluesy, deep sound? Was that always there? Or did you
It was always a part of my life, and I will tell you why. And I'm really because the singing here in the mountains, and those people don't understand, and that's why when I heard Blind, whatever his name was, in the streets of Norton, and I heard blues, and it was like gospel singing to me. It was gospel. I mean, the sound was, you know, it was like, and so I realized that I had been going to a church which would never, oh Lord, they'd throw me out if I start playing guitar and singing blues, you know. But they were already singing it.
Spirituals.
Well, and I'll show you, I'll demonstrate what I mean very quickly. And it goes like this. And this is a song you will all know, and you will immediately understand that culture does make a difference in how we interpret everything. Culture and history governs how we interpret everything. Yes, education plays into that, absolutely importantly. But you will take that education and fit it into this other portion of who you are first. It doesn't work that way. Because if you do, you're going to lose part. Well, anyway, you can't just listen to the voice of education, because that's information. That's not experience. Education is just information, and you figure out how to use that information for your own good, for your own community's good. You learn to be a citizen of the world, but you also learn to be a citizen of the place you live. So that when the idea of I was in the Czech Republic right after right after the curtain fell, or the wall fell, and for the first time since World War I, the Czech Republic was experiencing its first taste of, quote, democracy. And they were just drunk. They were like drunk people. They didn't know what to do. They were just overwhelmed by that sense of, we can say what we want to, we can, it's just, they were like drunk people, in the things that they were trying to do, and and in some ways they were just lost. They didn't know how to be themselves, because they had been kept from it for so many years. Everything they wrote was censored. Every thought that came out of their head was censored. Oh man, we say democracy. I'm going to say it. We say democracy in this country like it's a throwaway. It ain't. You go to Poland, you're Czech Republic. You go to Slovakia. You go to any place in Eastern Europe, Ukraine, to right now, Russia, and you'll see how the rest of the world lives. And then you look back to where we are, and you will say to yourself, how did I ever miss that? Because that's what I believe. That's what I believe. So anyway, this is how I ended up sounding like I sound. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Then say that's where you learned that. That's at the heart of who I am, and it will always be at the heart of who I am, even though I found the Episcopals interesting.
Ron, do you have an estimate on just, and I know quantity doesn't matter, quality is what matters, and you always, you put the quality in, you put your soul into your singing and your playing. Mm-hmm. Do you have some idea of how many songs you actually have written? Or is it just an unknown number, it's way out there? And secondly, if I can ask, how has your focus on music and your performing and so forth changed by 10-year periods? Has it changed, or have you stayed right with your roots, or have you approached subjects differently over the 40, 50, 60 years that you've been playing?
I think my writing has improved, certainly for sure, because otherwise I wouldn't have 12 notebooks full of songs in the closet at home, and I maybe one or two of them I might sing out in public.
Yeah.
But it's never wasted.
No.
It
comes from here.
I don't care if you write 122 songs and you only sing one. That 122 was working you towards writing that one, because it's experience. And until you have that, you know, until you find, there are moments when I find phrases that I never would have been able to find without the experience that I have in my life. But I would hope that my purpose for doing it has stayed the same. But my writing has changed. I mean, changed in a sense that I think I'm a better writer. Joan says I'm a better singer as I get older. I'm a better singer. So I'm like Willie, I'm probably going to get really good about 9.
You know where you'll peak out.
I'll be peaking at 9. You know.
Let's hope you ain't blind.
And I don't know, but I'm telling you this, I do know that it keeps me vital, young. I'm not young. I'm not going to say that it keeps me young, but because I am not. I don't mind getting old unless I get old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't mind the years. I wouldn't mind if I suddenly just went and sit down. You know what I mean? I said, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying that's me. But I just think it's kept me vital and it's kept me going and it's kept me working with Benny and Kim still, you know, after all these years. And we are still, as long as they don't tell me one day, Ron, don't come to rehearsal anymore. It's time for you to stay at home, and then I will. But until then, I guess I'll show up, you know. Now, sometimes you'll see, like tonight, when I get really deep in my own mind, I forget I will not use that, don't forget words, but if I get deep into performing, I can kind of lose myself sometimes in it, and I have to think and come back around to it, you know. But that's okay. I don't mind doing that at all. I know that if I look out into this audience, I don't see a person out there that wouldn't forgive me that momentary laugh. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that support from people you're performing for. You're looking for that connection. You make friends in that time, and you know they ain't gonna be nasty to you. And if they are, write them off.
Ain't been friends with you but 30
Just
minutes.
you know, okay, fine. I don't care if you don't buy a CD, but don't be nasty to them, you know, or whatever. But I really do. Having this connection keeps me vital. And, so I don't have no idea how many songs that I think are good. 20, maybe. It'll change. I'll write another one in a minute. It'll be the best one I ever wrote.
That's right.
But I love playing all the different instruments. That's the one thing I have learned to love. And a very quick story. I was in Louisiana and I was playing with a friend of mine, Dirk Powell, who is wonderful. He was Joan Baez's musical director, and we would play. And I was there, and he was playing accordion, and I really wish I could have had an accordion like this. This is a handmade Cajun accordion. And he said, I know a guy that is starting to make accordions, and let's talk to him. So I went in and talked to him, and his name is Tim Reed, which is kind of an interesting name because this is Reed's in here, you know. And he said, oh yeah, I'll make you, and he told me, give me a price, and I will take care of it for the rest of as long as I live. All you have to do is send it back to me every year, and I'll read, you know. I said, great, you know. And it was kind of affordable, and I didn't tell John how much it cost. And I got it. And he said, well, what do you want it made out of? Now, here's all of a sudden, just like that. You know, my daddy used to do me a thing, do a recitation about, I am that same Davy Crockett, fresh from the backwoods, half horse, half alligator, can wade the Mississippi, leap the Ohio, slide down a honey locust backwards, whoop any man opposed to General Jackson. I said, honey locust. I want a honey locust. And he said, man, that is weird. When Katrina came through, it took out a big honey locust in my backyard, and I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. I'll make you an accordion. This is right here is the only honey locust accordion in the whole of the world. Because he said, I will never make another. I burned up every saw blade I had trying to saw that stuff. But boy, it's bright.
Yeah.
He said, it's the brightest accordion I've ever made, so take it and
great.
good luck. And so I did, so anyway. So. Thank you all very much for,
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. I really
Oh,
do.
Look forward to your-
Yes.